Hey guys, I figured we'd do a year in review video of some of the projects that we worked on this year. And so what I did is I went back and I took a bunch of pictures out of actual screenshots from videos that we did about repairing stuff. And I put them together and made a slideshow. And I, for the first time, attempted to put audio over it. So I recorded a audio file and dumped it over the slideshow. So we'll see what happens. It needs a little refining going forwards, but give me something new to work on. And yeah, so I hope you enjoy this. And I think I'm going to make another year in review video about tractor shows that we went to, or items that we bought this year or got for free this year. But I'd start with the video on fixing stuff. So enjoy. Happy New Year's.
Well, the first project we did was the C10A, and we had to take all the gears out of the transmission and clean up all this sludgy junk that was in there, and we put a new planetary in it and a new clutch, and it was good to blow snow. And then it never snowed all year, but it was a good project, and the thing is working good here. And then let's see, what did we do after that? Yeah, this is the Rw3dog Onan CCKA that we had to put together to fix the keyway and the crankshaft, and then we put a GM coil in this thing, and we never finished that project. Then we went to the blow-in in Pennsylvania, and this is a 450 that I was cruising down there, and this is homemade tractor stand that a guy made, Garrett, which is pretty neat. And this is the Hex Axle L, which we got running down there at that show and all restored. And that's Rich's gang reel, which I later drove at the mow-in in West Virginia. But the big project at the blow-in was doing a PTO clutch in this rider here. And that was a lot of fun. There was probably 30-40 guys down there, and we were all just hanging out and learning how to change a PTO clutch. That's the clutch spring compressor tool there. And let's see, yeah, this hex axle got restored by Rich and a few other guys, and it got started. And this is a cool V-plow that he had down there, which I always like that one. And this is going to be a photograph of all the guys that came down last February to hang out. It was a lot of fun. Here's my 59 Li that we got, and we saved that one. That one we call the mouse piss tractor, and I got that from a rescue mission from a guy who passed away. There's the mouse piss cylinder. As you can see, it's all full of rust, and the whole bore was like that. You remember these videos. But we got it all apart, and somehow we cleaned it up. Got a broken head bolt out with the acetylene torch here, and then we eventually had to use the old Black & Decker vibrocentric valve grinder here in order for us to do those valves. And they came out really good. We lapped them in after we did that, and ultimately it started on about 2 pulls, and it worked pretty good. So I was very happy with that project, and we brought it to a tractor show in the fall. This was the Giant Mow 48-inch. We put some tires on that and fixed up some linkages and belts. This is the ProMaster 50. It needed a new drive belt, and we got a new old stock Kohler muffler, which was a very hard item to find. But I was able to get that muffler installed in this thing, and it works really, really good. The next project we did was the LX172 John Deere, and that one needed a PTO switch. It was a cheap tractor and just an electrical problem. Then while we were there, we got this 8-horse Kohler Giant Vac from the same guy for $20. Turns out that just needed a new ignition coil for the underflywheel magneto. The whole motor was taken apart in a bucket when I got it, and I put it all back together, and we got that one running pretty good. Still got some bugs with the throttle cable that I need to fix, but it ran and blew a lot of leaves this fall. I was very happy with it. The Kohler is a great engine. What else did we do? Let's see here. Oh, this is the Rw3dog 2-horse log saw engine, which we were trying to get running, and we put new rings in it. And after all that, I had it running for a bit, and then we trailered it up to the tractor show at CAMA in Kent, Connecticut, and it wouldn't start at the show. Go figure, right? So we still need to do a little bit more work to that one. And then we started working on the 1946 Gravely Model L. This one came from Salt Point, New York, and we ended up getting it running all back together. Put this beautiful old-fashioned muffler on it, and once we got it all started, it turned out that the rings and the bore were so shot that it was a smoke bomb, this thing. So what we ended up doing was taking an old jug that I had redone that was laying around my shop, and we put this new jug on the thing. And then if you remember, we had some cracked head bolts on the jug here. It wasn't cool, and we dummied it up, and we got it to the tractor show with a real mower, and it runs good, but it's got 3 broken bolt holes. And this is a 1997 Giant Vac with 8-horse Briggs that we had to put new rings in, and we had to redo the dipper on the bottom of the connecting rod, because I forgot to put the dipper on when I rebuilt it a year ago. That went together really good, and this tractor runs great. Blew a lot of leaves with that this fall also, and it's probably one of my favorite leaf blowers I have now. This was the John Deere 214. We had to redo the fuel pump. It wasn't working. We cleaned out the carb, got all the ethanol junk out of the thing, and then we got it fired up just in time to do some leaves. So we mowed a bunch of leaves with it, and it was very, very nice machine this fall. But we got that going, and then we blew some leaves after we chopped them up here. And then one of the later projects we did was fixing up more on the C10A. Did a little welding on the battery box because some previous owner had broken it and made some rig repair. We just hit it with some paint and spruced it up a little bit. Then we did the 817 with the clutches, and the bearings on both the clutches were shot. We put a new starter on it. We got it started up. It's running good. And then I decided to do a little cosmetic. So we painted the snowplow, primed it, painted it. We did a little paint work on the tractor itself. And then we got lucky and we got a snowstorm about 2 weeks later. We had about 6 inches of fluffy snow that we were able to plow. So hope you guys liked these videos this year.